Hi, welcome to my channel, House of Spirit. My name is Madeleine Parker, and this afternoon I'm going to do a video on the dimensions, how to work with the 5D, what are the dimensions, and how to materialize abundance, and actually why it is that we are supposed to work with the higher dimensions to materialize more abundance in the lower dimensions. But I'm also going to talk about the chakras and how our chakras line up to each of the dimensions. Okay, so hopefully I make it very clear and simple. There's two forces in the universe, only two. There is a receptive energy and a penetrative energy. The Native Americans call it Father Sky, Mother Earth, and everything in between. So we look at it, let me say that again. We have a masculine energy that is a penetrative energy, that is the light and fire energy. Then we have a female energy, which is the receiving energy, which is the earth and the water energy. Okay? All of expansion occurs in the universe through a balanced harmonic fusion of these two forces of receiving and penetrating. Okay? So, the first, let's talk about the light energy. This is source of light, of life, and is the light energy. Okay, that's source energy. And at the bottom, we have its polarity, which is mass energy. Okay, so we have the two energies polarized. We have the light, higher frequency, very, very opposite than this energy. This is a mass dense energy that light cannot penetrate, and this is the light energy where there is almost no mass. Okay? Now, in between are the dimensions. So you can have, some people believe we have 12 dimensions. We can have as many, you can chop up this line, this space, as many times as you want. Because where life is I'll show you, is here at the bottom 3-dimension, 3D, and the light energy is seeking fusion with the mass energy to create a life force of the two energies fused. And so it happens, it processes through the dimensions. So let's do the dimensions. Let's start with, we're just going to do 7 dimensions, okay? So this is up here is the 7th, which is the light energy, which is actually source, the 7th dimension. Then we get the 6th dimension. This is the 6th. And then we get the 5D. Now the 4th dimension comes at us like this. I'm going to do another drawing in a minute that explains the 4th dimension. But for right now, we're going to not get into the 4th D right now. And then we have the 3D. So this is 3, 2, and then the 1, which is the most densest energy. So we're starting from the 7 energy, which is the highest light energy, down into 1. So all of life is light energy coming from source and fusing with the mass energy. And these are life, these are souls. This is life. Like a being, a plant, an animal. This source light energy, which is source, or the divine, is the source of all life. Because it is the light energy fusing with the physical that creates a physical manifestation of the existence of the light. Okay? And so each dimension is a higher density, or lower density, whichever way you're looking at it. All right, so here we have the 5th dimension. Now, the 5D is the dimension prior to materialization. So we're going to block out the 4th D, and I'll explain the 4th D in the next drawing, okay? A lot of psychics don't talk about 4D because I'll explain it. It's the umbilical cord to the divine, okay? But it's just we block it out because it goes the other way. It's time and space, okay? So now we're going to go, so we skip the 4D, and because it's coming at us, not in this way, and we go down, so we're materializing from the 5D through the 4th D into the 3D, which I'll explain in the next drawing. Now, up in the 5D, we can, people, in fact, many people who are psychic and have 5D vision, who have the sight, the gift of sight, can see souls up in the 5D. We can see people up here. So there's people here, right? So all the souls that are incarnated here have a 5D version of themselves up there, because everything that is here is connected to the higher dimension. So you can be, your soul can be up here and not in the 3D. Because I see a lot of souls up there that aren't in the 3D. So because the 5D is there's a little bit of mass energy in the 5D. There's some mass in here. So it's faint, but that's why ghosts look spooky and like white, because it's not quite fully materialized. But there's the life force energy, and there's some material energy. There's some mass in here. Okay? Then we come into the 3D, where it becomes very fused with the physical, which is why a lot of people don't think that there is anything else than the 3D, because a lot of souls that are incarnated all the way into the 3D, that have, and animals and trees and every such living matter, is becomes solid, materialized in these 3 dimensions right here. So, as above, so below. Now, let me see what else. Okay, it was designed that to create expansion, and every religion and every higher philosophies believe in a 5-dimensional presence of people and spirits and saints and Vishnus and goddesses and gods that are up there to help us here. Now, if you think about it, if everything is, if there's a life force pumping down, creating life, there is also helpers up here to help guide the process down. And I think all beings sort of take turns to be guides or incarnated. But it was designed that there would be lots of people up here in the 5D to help ground through the people that are incarnated in the 3rd dimension. There's a relationship between the two, so that you can ground the new reality in the 3D to help you. In other words, these souls stay up here in order to partner with you down here in order to create a different 3D, or to change, that's the purpose of being in the 3D, is to create change, is to help materialize and help the light force energy facilitate the expansive life-giving force of the higher energies. It wants to continue to create life, and we are, in a way, the servants, as it were, to work with the 5-dimensional beings to create abundance here. Animals and nature. Animals are always connected to the 5D. They're always psychic, they're intuitives, they always hear spirit. The spirit will either send you intuition via heart chakra, which is why or sacral chakra, which is why a lot of people have strong intuition when you're in not so much in your head space, in your masculine energies. When you align more with your feminine energies, you have really strong instinct to the 4th dimension, which is the heart space, which is feeling, which gives you your intuition and your higher guidance if you're safe or in danger. That's why animals always know, because they have their mind is forced alignment. We have free will to not know the fourth, which is divine will, through heart, the divine will, to not know the divine will. We are given free will to choose to align with divine will or not. Well, that's always debatable. If we don't align with divine will, we tend to have a little bit of a hard time. So eventually we do end up aligning with divine will, our higher will, you see, because our souls are the divine. Our souls all unite. That's why we really are all one, because all our souls unite here at source energy. So that's how you materialize abundance. We're supposed to work with, that's why in a lot of these religions they have a saint that like a Dionysus for wine in the Roman pagan, and in Hinduism they have the goddess of the cow and the goddess and the gods of the animals or the dogs, and then they work, and what happens is, because spirit energy is supposed to work with us down here to materialize abundance, it won't impose their will upon us. It won't shine abundance or help us align up with the forces that cause abundance unless we invite them in, because this is free will, right? So we have to invite in spiritual guidance. We were given free will to turn to spirit or not. So the awakening, mass awakening that's occurring here, is the awareness of the 5D in order to cause materialization and expansion, in order to work with the higher forces to create a higher reality, a higher 3D reality. So we're supposed to work with spirit energy to change things. So once we ask spirit, say we invite spirit in for more opportunities for our income, let's just use that as a popular one. Well, we describe the opportunities. We feel the more descriptive you are with spirit, the more they are given permission to do. That's why you have to pray, and that's why we have to ask. In law of attraction, asking is given. Spirit is standing by ready to help us here in order to materialize. They can materialize a whole total heaven down here. We can make 5D is all higher vibrational, right? So we're always going up in vibrations. So 5D is a very high vibration. So we can make this a higher vibrational experience if we work with spirit, because we can ground a higher vibrational reality. Now that spirit won't bring to us without invitation. So we have to call in. The Native Americans did it the way they cause a lot of abundance for themselves, where they describe it. So when you work with the 5D and the spirits, you tell the spirit, either you can write it. I have a calling workshop that I teach to teach calling, working with spirit, and you call specifically what you want. Like when I look for an apartment, I always want to be somewhere where I can walk to buy food or go to coffee. That's something that I describe, and that I enjoy the walk. And remember, we're not making a list when we call, and I don't want to get distracted by that. We're going with the intuitive feminine feeling, desire, and the vision. Okay? That's how we get visions, by the way. So, that's going to move into the chakra energy. Okay. So because the universe has to shift in its energies every so many thousands of years, and we've shifted to feminine energetic lead, the spirits are needed now more than ever to help us make the shift. Because if we don't go feminine in our energetic initiation, we're going to be having a real struggle materializing. So we got to work with the spirits. Spirits wants to work with us. We do it by calling the reality, the new, better 3D experience that spirit sends us a vision, by the way, so that we know we can, that we do have the potential. We're sent guidance through heart chakra too, which also, by the way, is divine source. Heart chakra is divine, direct divine. I'll do a drawing about that right now. Okay. So I have the body, the human body. I'm going to draw the body at an angle, and I'm going to do source energy. Remember, we saw source, there's source. Okay, that's our soul's source. Okay, and now we're going to do all the dimensions. Okay, so here we are with this is the soul going all the way up through source, and it connects to us. There we are, neck, shoulders. I should do it right here. This is the heart chakra. Okay, boo, big heart sign, big heart sign. So and then we have our solar plexus, our sacral, our base chakra, our throat, do a head bigger, our third eye, and then our crown. Okay? So what happens is source goes right through our heart space, which is also time, but won't get into that because I honestly don't fully understand it. I'll be honest when I don't fully understand something. But then we get these. Okay, so here's the 7th chakra, right? So each dimension that I talked about is a chakra. Boom, 7, 6, 5, 4, and then we're going to go, the lower dimensions are here. Okay? So the 7th dimension connects to our crown. This connects to our third eye. This connects to our throat. This connects to our heart. And then this is 3D. these chakras are the third dimensional chakras, but they do still align up like that, right? So there we go. So the ability to, this life force comes through us, through all our chakras, right? So when we have blocked chakras, these are dimensional, the dimension of that chakra that's represented by that number to the dimension that it's attached to will block the flow of the abundance that's trying to be materialized through you. That's why you were made, so that you would be a representative. We have what we call 5D representatives, and then we have 3D representatives. Living beings are 3D representatives. We have 5D representatives, which is the saints, the angels, that are here to help materialize abundance and send blessings. And I also think astrology is actually astrology is probably taken care of up here. I don't know that much about the sixth dimension, but it's a lighter, denser version. I can sense it sometimes as a psychic channel. It's just extremely high vibrational. It's extremely high, and then we get the divine vibration. So let me think of something else. So one other thing to understand, because we've got this energy shift in the universe, these polarities. This is the feminine, this is the masculine, right? So the universe has been leading in the masculine, and now we're getting this flip over. Even the polarities are shifting. So what does that mean then for us? Well, we got to operate first in the negative. And negative doesn't mean bad, it means receptive. Receptive, right? And this is action, thinking, penetrate energy. So we're gonna go intuition first, feeling, intuitively guided, and then you take the action. You tune in first in your receptives. So I'm going to do another video on how to do that, which I show my workshops that I teach in my workshops, online Zoom. I'm going to start as soon as, Mars is stationing direct right now, so it's starting up probably very soon. So if you're interested, do leave me an email. So it's basically we have been operating in masculine energy first, where we go into thinking and planning and strategizing without tuning into our receptive feminine to make sure that our actions are in alignment with spirit, source. If we act out of alignment with these chakras and we're in our mental space, we're not in our heart space, we create a non-abundant planet. And that's what's been happening for a long time. The abundancy, frequency, attraction rate of the planet is dropping because we've been out of balance in our masculines. The universe knows this, shifts us into our feminines so that we can then balance out the energies, and then we can reinvigorate abundance. So all these changes that are occurring in the universe right now are really so that we can resonate higher frequencies, so that we can align our energies and balance them more. We're supposed to balance these energies now, not be so much in the masculine. If you're so much in your masculine, you're going to be taking a boulder up the hill. So, alrighty. Do feel free to ask me any questions. If I am at all confusing, please ask. I'd love to clarify anything. All right, thank you so much for watching. Namaste.